World War II veteran looks for long-lost lover, finds out she's still alive. A 98-year-old World War II veteran kept a photo of his wartime sweetheart for 75 years, hoping to one day see her again. As years passed, he realized his long-lost lover was likely gone, so he decided to look her family up instead. However, he found more than he had hoped. Kara Troy Robbins, better known as KT, was based with the U.S. Army in France during World War II in 1944. There, the 24-year-old soldier met and fell in love with a young woman. The French bombshell who caught KT's eye and eventually stole his heart was named Janine Pearson, and the 18-year-old local gal was quite the looker. Despite a language barrier, the two fell madly in love and had a whirlwind romance until the young lovers were sadly separated. In a hurried ordeal, KT was sent to the Eastern Front to fight. He survived, but he eventually lost contact with Janine. After the war, he moved back to the United States. Unbeknownst to each other, both KT and Janine longed to reconnect with one another. In fact, when the war ended, Janine even learned English, hoping KT would return to France. But he never did. Instead, he went on to marry another woman in America, and Janine eventually moved on to marrying another man in France. Although KT married someone else, he never forgot about the French girl he met overseas. He even kept a picture of her throughout the years. He kept that old black and white photo of Janine safely tucked away for 3/4 of a century, hoping to one day see her in person again. After 75 years, KT finally had the opportunity to return to France to celebrate the anniversary of D-Day in Normandy. His wife had passed away, and his thoughts immediately turned to the long-lost love as he planned to return where they had met so long ago. KT knew 75 years is a very long time. Being 98 years old and lucky enough to still be alive himself, KT assumed Janine had long since passed. For sure, "I won't ever get to see her," he said. "She's probably gone now." He'd soon learn how wrong he was and decided he'd still like to find Janine's family and speak with them. Never imagining Janine would still be alive, KT asked a group of French journalists if they were willing to try and help him locate her family. One of those journalists gave him so much more than he ever imagined and hoped for. "We're going to meet her," the journalist told KT, surprising him on a plane as he traveled to France. "She's alive and she's waiting for you." Those words filled the 98-year-old World War II veteran with so much emotion that he could hardly speak. Soon after, KT's eyes met Janine's for the first time in nearly 8 decades, and the emotional reunion was caught on camera. The long-lost lovers, both since widowed, wasted no time catching up. It was like no time had ever passed at all as they embraced and showered each other in kisses during a tear-jerking reunion 75 years in the waiting. KT and Janine were able to spend hours together before once again he had to leave his first love behind. They both cried as they parted ways once again. "Janine, I love you, girl," KT told his French sweetheart as he got into the car to leave. But he promised they would meet again, and this time he wouldn't wait 75 years to return to her.
The world is filled with stories going viral every single day. But how many of these sites can you actually follow? We understand that your day should start with positive stories, stories that resonate with you. And so we started JoJo Stories. Our mission is to create meaningful stories that cover everything from animals to anthropology, history to environment and lifestyle. The kind of content you read on our site will be one you'll want to share with your family and friends. We hope you'll join our growing family and be part of our community. Welcome to JoJo Stories, jojostories.com.